Hello everyone, welcome to our video. Today we will talk about oral activities using the audiolingual method, one of the most influential language teaching approach of the 20th century. According to authors such as Larsen, Freeman, and Richards, this method focuses on habit information, repetition, and oral practice. In this video, we will explain the background of the method, the role of the learner, the role of language, the oral approach, and examples of 3 different oral drills. The audiolingual method originated in the United States
during the 1940s and 1950s.
Influenced by behaviorist psychology and structural linguistics. It was designed to help learners develop correct habits through constant repetition and pattern practice. Larsen Freeman, again, explains that the method emphasizes listening and speaking before reading and writing. According to Richards, language is built as a system of structures that must be practiced until they become automatic.
Hello everyone, my name is Denise Diaz and I will be talking about the learning role. In the audiolingual method, the student has a passive role in decisions, but an active one in repetition and mechanical practice. Their role is based on forming correct language habits through imitation and constant repetition. Some important points of this are: number 1. The students as imitator and repeater. The students does not create new language at the beginning. Their main function is to listen to a model from the teacher or a recording and repeat it exactly. Number 2. Intensive practice and memorization. The students memorizes dialogues and structures. They repeat sentences many times. Number 3. Avoid mistakes. In this method, audiolingual, mistakes are considered to create bad habits. Number 4. Listen first, speak later. The students must first listen a lot to become familiar with sound of the language. Then, they reproduce what they hear. Reading or writing come later. Number 5. Disciplining and structured participation.
Hi, my name is Miriam Hernandez, and I will be talking about the oral approach in the audiolingual method. What is the oral approach? Well, it's a foundational principle to the audiolingual method, which states that language learning begins with listening and speaking before reading and writing. It prioritizes oral practice, pronunciation, and habit formation through repetition, imitation, and pattern drills. Why is it called oral? Because students spend most of the time class speaking out loud, repeating patterns and structures. The goal is to create automatic, correct language habits. The key principles will be: number 1, language, which means habits, like repetition, habit formation, and correct speech. Number 2, listening comes first. Students hear the model many times before they produce it. Number 3, teacher center. The teacher is the model and controller of all oral practice. Number 4, no grammar explanations. Grammar is learned implicitly through patterns, not through rules. And number 5, error correction. Mistakes are corrected immediately to avoid bad habits. The typical oral techniques, or oral drills as we call it, can be through repetition drill. The students repeat exactly what the teacher says. Or substitution drill. The students replace a word when the teacher gives a cue. For example, if the teacher says, "I bought a car," the students have to say, "I bought a bus." Transformation drills. Students change the sentence according to the cue.
Language rule. In this method, language is seen as a set of patterns and structures. Grammar is not explicitly explained. It is practiced through drills. Vocabulary is introduced in controlled context. The focus is not correct pronunciation, intonation, and grammatical accuracy. The goal is automatic, error-free speech. The teacher has a central and active role as a linguistic model, while the students have a passive role as imitators. The object is the formation of linguistic habits through repetition and controlled practice.
Hi, my name is Anna, and today I'm going to talk about the repetition drills on oral activities in the audiolingual method. One important type of oral activity in the audiolingual method is repetition drills. In these activities, students listen to a model provided by the teacher or an audio recording and repeat it as accurately as possible. The goal is to help learners develop correct pronunciation, intonation, and automatic use of sentence patterns. Because the audiolingual method focus on habit formation, repetition drills allow students to internalize structures through frequent practice. These drills also help reduce errors since the teacher can immediately correct pronunciation or grammar. Overall, repetition drills play a central role in the building oral fluency and reinforcing language patterns.